Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Oxygen Not Included. So, in the last episode, we built this insulated tile wall all the way around the outside of our base, our central core. And I think what we want to do today is pour out a lot of the just natural tiles through this area, and we want to prepare to add more dupes because we only have 17 right now, and we're going to need a lot more. We already do need a lot more. We're pretty behind on quite a few tasks. So that's going to involve changing up how this oxygen production is made or just adding another one. A lot of this is probably going to get rebuilt. Maybe changing up now the material study terminal. This is a mess over here. I don't even know how there's nuclear waste on the ground. Um, and adding more bedrooms, decorating the bedrooms, cleaning up random bits of debris, and moving these storages somewhere. All of that. That's basically what I'm going to try to do for today. All right, the dig has started. We are slowly coring out the entire top part of the base up here. Just going across. I'm using igneous rock. It doesn't really matter. I have a lot of igneous rock. Hopefully they don't. I don't. The biggest thing, let me double check that I've got this door locked. Yeah, okay. The biggest thing is that they can't get in here, because otherwise I don't want them building ladders out of, 700-degree igneous rock and melt the base. That would not be great. Um, well, it looks like we don't have to worry about that, so who cares? Who's trapped? Uh, this is the problem. This is the problem. The dupes are stupid. Let's get a little bit of a high priority on those two. Looks like, yeah. Someone will come along. It's not like they'll die. It's fully oxygenated in the base, all that jazz. Although, it's a shame. Oh, whatever. So, there is this natural gas geyser that's been up in the top of this base, sealed it off in, like, episode 2. Um, it comes out at a very hot temperature, but there is quite a lot of it. I'm trying to decide, I don't really need more power on this block. You can see these turned on 0.3% in the last 5 cycles. So I'm not too worried, but I think I'll still maybe capture it, put a steel, what's the name? Steel gas pump, and we could use that. Maybe in the kitchen over here, we'll put in what's the name? Gas range, because that requires natural gas input. I don't know if there's anything new in here that we could make, but it wouldn't hurt to have it. Stuff like surf and turf we could probably make, which would be pretty good. It's a decent bit. So I'm probably going to capture or at least seal this in properly so that it can start producing natural gas. We'll see. I could also just leave it for now. I'm not sure what I need to do. Also, here I'm going to put in that. This will be one more bedroom. I think I would prefer to have probably up to 32 dupes. So doubling our current population would be pretty nice. The mess hall you don't really need to as long as you've got schedules worked out properly. And I think oxygen is the other thing, obviously, I need to deal with. Because you can see this is pretty much constantly running. Oh, it's actually down to 5. Yeah, it's been on pretty constantly. These two have been. The reason is we have 17 dupes. This can only support 16. So we consume more oxygen than we produce. So, and also since we're digging out so much of this large cavity, the air has to come from somewhere. So, all right. So while we're at it, I'm going to try and fix our mucin problem. These sweepies are always running, and it's a constant annoying problem to deal with it, and they have to go back and forth all the time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finally plumb this mucin here, all of these storage tanks. I'm going to plumb them down into here, and fingers crossed, it doesn't immediately form dirt, like a tile of it, because will obviously only be dumping in 10 kgs per, like, second or whatever. And so hopefully it won't actually produce the dirt that we've been dealing with, or the tiles, I should say. It will produce slime and polluted water, and then similar to kind of the polluted brine that we have down in the abyss. And once those are done, then what we're going to do is we're going to replace these rubber tiles right under the grooming station with the mesh tiles. And at that point, we won't have to worry about things being flooded anymore. Hopefully, that's the goal. These sweepy dogs can't ever flood, and so I'm just going to leave them there. Leave them. I might disable them so that the sweepies stop sweeping up the little bit of muse in here. And hopefully, only 2 tiles are all that the Slogos need to stay hydrated. They should be able to just walk all the way over here and just get like a top up. So let's build a really long pipe. Now, unfortunately, I was originally thinking like, oh, I'll just bridge on the mucin right to one of these input pipes here. And, oh, we can get the extra benefit from the cooling that it'll provide to the output water. Unfortunately, I can't do that because mucin transforms to the polluted water at 90 degrees. And though the liquid tank can be up to 95 degrees. And so while that's not like a very close amount, I don't want it to, I don't want to have any chance of it breaking the pipe or anything. Especially since it's got less specific heat capacity than water. I think it'll heat up pretty quickly. We'll see. So I'm just gonna plumb it in pretty normally. I'm still gonna bridge it onto one of the input pipes, but maybe like down around here-ish. So I'm gonna build, I guess, around this silly box that we've got here. And the mess of liquid piping just gets worse down here. I really should clean this up a little bit. I think, like, this pipe right here can be gotten rid of. The amount of polluted brine in this room should never change. And let's see, any other random pipes? Like, what does this pipe go to? Sure, somewhere rather important. Oh, no, wait. That brought water down to... Oh, that goes to the oil well, which, of course, needs clearing. Because we don't have enough dupes. Hence the problem of today's episode. Or they also have very inefficient tasks, which I'm trying to work on fixing. Also, how hot is it in this area? It's almost up to 40 degrees in some spots. I really do need to put in an active cooling solution. I think that'll be next, after we clear out most of the natural tiles in this area. Here it goes, all of the mucin. Let's really hope that this doesn't produce a solid tile, or else... Well, there's going to be a lot backed up in the pipe. That is just going to sit there for a long time. So much mucin is built up in here. Once we can confirm if this is working or not, then I'll switch those rubber tiles over to mesh tiles. But we need to make sure it works first. It looks like our Ovaline also has backed up over here because I took out the gleaner. We've had so much caviar forever. I'm guessing it's just not getting delivered to the mess tables because it's not high enough priority. Yeah, looks like it. Well, another thing to fix. We need more dupes for. Okay, here it comes. I just bridged it on right here after the eating. Let's see. Immediately formed a solid tile. How do you... Let me think for a second. Because I have a feeling there is a way to fix this. I was thinking maybe I drop it into a mesh tile. And so then it won't be able to form a solid material. So let's put in a little steel mesh tile right there, and then we'll dump the liquid into that mesh tile. For right now, let's cut the input for this. All right, well, let's see if this works. All right, let's do this test. Plug that in. Not insulated. Oh, really? Uh, maybe. All right, I've got one more idea. I'm going to double layer the mesh tile and then put something solid on either side of it. Or at least something that liquid can't go through. So maybe, I guess we'll just do some airflow tiles. It's probably the most efficient. I don't really think I need to be doing steel in here, but I have so much of it, it doesn't matter. All right, well, let's see. Also, this window tile, or this door as well, is permanently closed in here. You can see the efficiency is decreasing. I will try to keep expanding this. I don't know how much more we're going to be able to get out of it, because at this point, we might be at, like, just thermal conductivity transfer speeds. Without, like, space metals, I don't know if I can get much better than what we currently have. Okay. Plug in one more time. Please work this time. Okay, so it was working there for half a second. Let's... I think these airflow tiles need to be double layered, and then it will work, probably. That's the hope, at least. So we're gonna have to remove these temp shift plates, which is a little bit of a shame, but I think this will work in the end. And our auto sweeper can't reach this side, but there should be only dirt over here. One last time. Let's hope it works. Non-insulated. Nope. I don't know what I can do about it. I mean, if that works, I mean, I just leave it like that, I guess. Why is this working? Is it just the amount of dirt maybe isn't big enough? I don't understand natural tile formation. I don't understand how it works or why. Like, these are... there is a lot of dirt in these tiles, so maybe that's what it is. It just needs to build up enough. I'm going to let this run for a little bit, even though it's a little broken like here, and just see if this ever makes another natural tile. I'm not sure. So the top part has been cleared out, and I'm trying to decide if I want to build the cooling now or wait. I don't know. The Slogo Ranch is doing quite well. I don't think this tile backed up. No, it didn't, somehow. It is getting pretty cold in here, though, which is concerning. I might try expanding this out a little bit more, and putting more temp shift plates in. I thought we had an autosave. Oh, there it is. The second I click, it does an autosave. Okay. I think I'm going to try expanding this out a little bit more, see if I can just get that the last little bit out. This is pretty much coming to the end of its life, I think. What the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to dig all of this out, and I'm going to dump all of the hot rock into this room. But that can only happen once things get really cold, which it's still too warm for that to happen. We're gonna keep trying. Let's see, up here, cooling or no cooling? I don't know. Let me decide. All right, it took me about 2 seconds. We're gonna put in cooling. It's just a bit too hot throughout all of here. We do really need oxygen too, though, don't we? Well, oxygen will be next episode. I think right now we're gonna put in a little cooling. Very simple, just steam turbine, aqua tuner, same exact thing I do down in here. We're just gonna cut it down to like this part though. So let me build that up here, and we'll be good. All right, so this is the setup. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. I usually always just forget something, but we're just going to, like as you saw there, we're just going to fill the bottom with a little bit of salt water. Then the top will be a little bit of clean water. and it will push out all of the gases that are in this little area here, and then we'll seal it and turn it on. I do need to fill the coolant loop at some point. Mucin? It doesn't have very good specific heat capacity, so I'll probably just fill it with salt water from somewhere. We'll figure out the... Actually, I should probably figure out the coolant while they fill up the thing. Let's see. Maybe polluted water, since polluted water is really efficient, and we've got so much of it, it's not even funny. We'll just build a little pipe, probably from, like, right here, to take it all the way up. This overflows back like this, and it prioritizes, the mud. Or sludge press, that's the name. So we're going to just build a little pipe, something like this, and up. And that'll be our coolant filler. We're gonna need a lot of coolant. That's why I'm taking from somewhere pretty large. Because the coolant loop itself is going to be the entire base, or the interior area. So we're gonna need a lot. And let's see. There will probably be some pipe coming in like that, and that'll be the input. But for right now, we'll just do this. We'll fill up the liquid tank quite a bit. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to plan out how I want to run the actual pipe right now as well, while we wait for this to fill up a little bit more. Actually, that might be enough to switch over to clean water. There we go. All right, let me figure out how I want to run the coolant loop. So it's a really long pipe. It starts up here, goes around through there. There's a little bit of radiant pipe right in the kitchen because it gets really hot in here. And then it comes through the Slogo ranches, makes a couple bends around there. Then it heads down to the oxygen production, and it loops through here a couple times. Because this we really would prefer to cool a little bit at least. And then we just go up and we kind of loop through each of the floors, through the bathroom, through the bedrooms and mess hall, and then we return back up to the storage tank. That's a lot of building. So now it's just basically waiting time for the dupes to actually finish all of that. And yeah, eventually, like I've said many times, I'm going to rip out this entire oxygen production. We need to do something about this hydrogen in here. But I don't know what yet. We'll just maybe keep the hydrogen storage on top and then just turn it off eventually. I might build a proper bigger one up in this corner. It'll just look a little bit nicer. And that way we can also run in our output water here to produce the oxygen, because that would be pretty nice as well. So I guess now we wait for the dupes to finish all these liquid pipes. Let's see, how much salt water? Salt water is all the way along the bottom. There was one tile I was missing here, and I didn't realize, so I switched it off. And now we're on to water. Cool. Well, the actual system up here is all set up. Now we just need to wait for so much pipe to be built. And once that's done, then we can turn this thing on. And, well, at first I want to set the correct temperature. A lot of these different plants in here are, yeah, you can see pretty warm temperatures. So I think I'm going to set the temperature in here to 30. Maybe. It will always be a little bit hotter than whatever I set the temperature to. So maybe I'll say like, maybe I'll say 34 or not 30, like 20, like 7 or something. Just see. The first thing that it goes through are the gum palms, so it might need to be pushed up to like 30 something. We'll see. After a long enough time, it might just end up being the temperature that I set here. We'll see. We'll see. So, almost all of it is built. It's this last little section right here. The polluted water has come up and filled up. What? Oh. Okay, I see what happened here. Yeah, this I'm just gonna leave broken for a little bit. It's not even really like, doing much for us anymore because we've already scanned all the tiles around our planet. So really, we need to start rocketry. Anyways, as I was saying, it looks like the cooling loop just turned on. That last bit got finished. This just filled up quite a bit is all that we were doing. I've still got the water here if we need it, to fill out just a little bit more as needed, but looks like it is making its way around. I don't know what temperature the water itself is. It'll take a couple loops probably to get to the proper temperature. Right here, you can see the temperature that we're trying to exchange. Honestly, I might actually make these pipes right here radiant. That way, we can really transfer some chill into the oxygen before we transfer it around the base. Water has so much higher specific heat capacity than oxygen, so it should cool the oxygen pretty rapidly here, and by quite a bit. Yeah, you can see it's going in at like 60, it's coming out around 30-ish, 35. So that's doing good. It's like coming out at 14 degrees here. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if it gets too cold for these. I'm thinking after a couple loops, it'll probably be... Well, I guess we really are drawing out a lot of heat from this whole region, aren't we? We'll see. But let's wait and wait for it to complete a full loop around. I'm sure that temperature in this room is dropping pretty significantly. Yeah, it is. And then the gas, now that we've got those radiant pipes, let's see. About 40 degrees. It's decreasing in efficiency somewhat, but yeah. I'm sure there are germs in this. Oh, looks like our cooling loop ran out of liquid. We need a little bit more on there. So let's see. Yeah, we're gonna need quite a bit more just to keep the loop going. And auto saves. Gotta love the auto saves. Okay. I'm pretty sure this water is coming from... Oh, no, it comes from this side first, and then it starts using our polluted water from this polluted water vent. Which does have germs, but that doesn't matter at all if it's contained within... Actually, it looks like the process of going through the aqua tuner deletes the germs. Okay, there we go. We're gonna just disconnect that side, and there. It is all running. Did I do this right? That doesn't seem correct. No, yeah, wait, it is. I think. I'll find out pretty quick if it's not correct. Let's put it that way. But yeah, everything's now cooling. It looks like, I mean... It's going to have to stabilize. It's going to go up and down quite a bit before it can become a temperature that seems more reasonable. Already in the kitchen, you can see it's gotten a lot cooler. It's just going to take a while to drag all of the heat out of everything in this entire area because it's just so much mass in here. But I'm pretty content with it. Oh, it looks like the water just boiled, so the aqua tuner's gotten hot enough in here. Our steam turbine's turned on. Yeah. I think that's where I'm going to leave this episode, though. We did quite a bit of digging, and then setting up this cooling loop takes a little bit of time with all the liquids that we have to transfer around all over the place. We'll just keep monitoring it, make sure things don't get too cold. That's the main concern. Instead of, now it's no longer too hot, it's too cold. And, yeah. We also put in the mucin... I don't know what to call it. We're just deleting it down here. Oh, shoot. I didn't check on this in a while. Okay. I don't understand. I'll have to look on the wiki and see how natural tiles form. I think I'm going to disconnect this, actually, if it's bugged out like this still. And try to figure out some way to get this to work properly. Where are you taking that aluminum? Oh, that's really hot aluminum. Well, Somewhere just got cooked. Oh, this is also pretty hot up here because of these lights. I might want to consider putting in something. I'm not sure. Anyways, that's where I'm going to leave this episode today. Edge, we've got a nice cooling setup, and thanks everybody for watching. Next episode will probably be a new oxygen maker for the base, so we can increase our duplicate count. Thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you all next time.